8:38 on this Monday morning. Hey, watch what you put online. Coming up, Nerds on Call is here to give tips to grads on how to keep their profiles online clean.
And also, recent college grads often use the internet to help them land a great job, but the internet can also be used against them. Ken's out at the touchscreen with Nerds on Call with more about that.
Who knew all the things that these grads have to worry about nowadays trying to get a job, Marianne? You know, when I was graduating, you didn't have to worry about any of this stuff. Andrea Eldridge is here from Nerds on Call talking about, I guess, the tips you want to give them as far as social media is concerned. But kids these days are not going to take this advice from their parents when it comes to social media because they think they know more.
I know. Well, in a lot of ways they do, but what I think a lot of people and younger people don't connect is how your social life really does affect the real world as well. So it's not two separate places anymore. They all merge.
So how do you start to help them? What do you start?
Well, just first is kind of giving them a good idea of how your social media activities can, in fact, affect your real-world life. So Microsoft commissioned a study where they talked to 1,200 hiring and recruitment managers who basically said 79% of them do review online material and 70% have rejected candidates based on things they found online. Big numbers. It really does affect your job hunt, your college applications, things like that. The most common reasons that they were rejected were unsuitable photos, lifestyle choices, vulgar language.
Which is all over the internet, all three of those, really, all over profiles.
Absolutely.
It's not cool, it's not mature.
And a lot of people don't think that anyone's going to see that, but you really can come upon that really easily just by doing Google searches and finding public profiles on Facebook and things like that. So then this is also some ways to give your kids some true numbers to say, look, hey, you know, 14% of people that were polled actually did have negative consequences from their online activity. 16% of those lost out on getting a job. 21% were actually fired for things that they did online. 14% were passed over by college. So some real world consequences. But there are ways to get ahead of the game, get ahead of your online persona. So
problem, now solution.
Yes, we try to give you both. I would recommend that you Google yourself. It is scary for people who have anything about themselves actually on the internet to see how much is easily accessible.
I Google myself at least once a week.
Yes, well, you know what? For you, set up a Google alert, and then you'll know whenever anything new pops up. Also do the same thing for Bing, Yahoo, any of the major search engines, but you can actually see.
Oh, let's find out about you.
Look how much shows up online. It's like crazy. Now, granted, I actually do write columns and things like that, so there's a reason to have things online, but there's also some somewhat scary things like, you know, information about stuff that isn't always as great.
Your trip to Mardi Gras? Would that be on here somewhere? Yeah.
Create your own buzz would really be my other recommendation. So LinkedIn is a really good way to get information that you decide to be available online. And so you can enter all the things about your work history.
That's very professional looking.
I know.
Look at you. I would hire you.
You know, nice. Yes, instead of frightening. So that is a good recommendation for your youngsters as well. Create what I would term polish your presence. So sign up for LinkedIn. Fill in as much as you can because that'll actually move that up in the search engine results.
This is for you, Marianne. Use proper grammar.
Yes, you'd be surprised how many people no longer do, and it's
I'm not surprised
very helpful because
she's not surprised at all.
Not anymore.
I will say from a perspective of actually hiring people sometimes that when you see even on their Facebook postings that they don't really seem able to formulate proper sentences. It makes it harder for you as an employer to anticipate them representing your company professionally in writing. So very important for our younger set with the texting, tweeting generation that we've raised here.
It is about time that we talked about this because I see this a lot when I'm looking at things online, whether they be people that are responding to us on Facebook or whether I see tweets. I'm like, did you really? You had time to formulate a sentence. You know that, right? You weren't under duress. You had a minute. Take some time, write out the proper words, and then send. It's not that hard. Thank you so much for the advice.
Problem.
This stuff's going to be linked to gooddaysacramento.com. Everything to help you as you continue moving through, especially for the young kids out there just graduating, heading out into the real world. Marianne?
It's important. It's important. Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Nerds on Call is at 4315 Marconi Avenue in Sacramento. If you need their services, for more information, toll-free number for you out there, 800-919-NERD.